Hey, sir, you will land a little bit better. How you doing?
Yeah, logistically, how everything
It's been great. Easy flight over. Guys caught up on sleep best they could. Had some productive meetings this morning. Came over here. It's an unbelievable facility. A lot of history here, from what I've read, and couldn't be a better day here.
And health-wise, just Terrell's the only one on the report that's not here.
Yeah, that's here. Yeah, CP is going to be questionable. Had another good week. See what it looks like Sunday. And then Josh Ali will be out.
Yeah. And what are some of the keys to watch when you all play the Jaguars on Sunday?
Yeah, I mean, I've been part of this game now going on third time, as assistant. And obviously, we were over here 2 years ago. Really enjoyed coming over here. Both teams dealing with the same obstacles. So, how you handle the week, prepare like you do any week in the NFL, and get ready to roll. And so it's a talented team. Every week's a challenge. We know that. It should be an exciting matchup.
Anybody else? Coach, there's a lot of talk about your running backs this year, but maybe somebody who doesn't get mentioned is Keith Smith. How important is he in being able to do what you do? And how you guys tick? How important is he?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. That's near and dear to my heart. You must be studying the tape. Keith does a lot. Those are jobs that it's kind of like being the long snapper. Nobody really notices it, and they're reliable. Keith is the ultimate teammate, a really good special teams player. We have a lot of productive plays that Keith has a big part of.
Some say the defense has had too much through this season. What's your plan on changing that?
Well, every game's different. Sometimes you have different things. I mean, you play as a team. I mean, I think sometimes, especially in the year, there's a lot of ways you can manipulate stats. It's a team sport. You have different units and you have different lines, but you got to complement each other. So you don't want to give away hidden yardage. That can affect one side of the ball. Obviously, when you're able to control the clock, it certainly helps. When you can hold the ball away from the other team for 10 minutes, those are good defensive plays. Same thing in the kicking game. We have a really good punter in Bradley Pinion. You don't want to punt sometimes, but when you can play that game and pin them down and make them go 90, that's certainly advantage the defense, which normally leads to advantage offense with the short field. So they all kind of complement each other. Every game's going to be different, but we're going to win and lose as a team.
What are things that you say went well and that you want to do this Sunday?
Well, same thing. I mean, we're 2-1. The ultimate goal is to win the game. So obviously not very pleased. I mean, it's what the challenge is every week. You're coming off a loss, it's going to leave a bad taste in your mouth. And we need to be the desperate team. We got to start. We got to start faster. We've got to play clean and need to operate better. We didn't handle the road environment well. Played well at home, and that's a challenge. I mean, this will be. I know it's technically a Jaguars home game, but it'll be a great crowd. So it's kind of a somewhat neutral site. Hopefully, we've made some Falcon fans over here. We're excited.
Coach, you've obviously got Bijan who's hit the ground running, and you've got obviously so many other bits of talent across the offense. How do you manage sort of sharing the targets?
Yeah, again, it's how the game's going, right? You have your plan, and then it's like that first game. We were in a short field a lot, kind of leaned in the running game. Obviously, made us pretty productive in the red zone. The next week against Green Bay, very balanced. A lot of times it depends what they're trying to take away, which those guys can be very valuable in the passing game, which is not necessarily traditional drop back, where they may not be the first read, but if you're going to play everything, get out there and play deep, well, kind of go where they're not, and they're underneath, and they can eat up yards, and they're going to be. That's another part of the passing, and they can be effective. So that room is a huge part of our offense. You get Patterson back, that adds another element. He's a different player, another guy that can line up in certain spots, can still carry the ball.
Yeah, Coach, last time over here, Kyle had a big game.
He did.
Yeah. How's that connection been with him and Desmond been developing?
I think he saw some signs of it. Like I said earlier in the week. Nothing to write home about, but the one thing that was starting to show was some of the drop back, the connection in the passing game, timing, all that stuff. As Kyle continues to work back to full, and Des, that connection, right? I mean, we got a lot of young guys in the skill. We got veterans on the O-line. And we got a lot of young guys on skill, but we need to continue to improve.
Coach, you talked about the kicking game a few minutes ago. How's Younghoe been this week? Obviously, been a little bit up and down this season. Is he?
He's a tough-minded guy. You know, you have to have a special mindset. Not only do you have to be talented to obviously put the ball through the uprights, or if you're a punter or the kickoff guy, but it's a unique mindset. And Younghoe's hit a lot of big kicks in this league. You know, it's the roller coaster you ride in the NFL, right? He kicks some big kicks against Green Bay, ultimately the game winner, which he's done a lot in his career, especially in Atlanta. And then, you know, last week, I mean, it happens sometimes, but he's got the right mindset. We got a lot of faith in Younghoe.
Coach, you mentioned Cordero Patterson's now questionable. How do you see him fitting into the backfield when he comes back?
When he comes back, he just adds a different element and different game plans. You know, every defense is going to present different challenges, so that'll be week to week, but it's another option. Guy that can do a lot for this team. Another guy that helps in the return game, part of the special teams. Really good football player, and we'll be excited when we get him back and he's rolling full speed.
So far this season, the Jags have struggled against the passing game. How important is it for your wide receivers to have a good game this weekend?
Every game is different. That's all I can tell you. It's a small sample size. They're a talented football team. So if people choose not to run, well, that's going to inflate some of the passing numbers. I'm sure they feel the same way. They're just trying to win a football game. So that's the give and take. And, you know, you go into some games and they haven't been very good against the run, and they commit to it, and they're going to make you do something different. That's the challenge every week in the National Football League. And so this is a talented team. We got a lot of respect for them. You know, it's only week 4, but both teams are coming off a loss. We got a lot to prove, as you should every week. But it'll be a fun challenge. I mean, they're a good football team.
Coach, what have you made of Clark Phillips coming in? It's obviously one of the toughest positions to fit in the NFL. How has he kind of integrated and learned his way?
It's like a slot receiver, right? I mean, I think when you get outside, you know, those guys are used to playing. A lot of times you have the sideline as your help, right? So the routes you've seen out there, the closer you get to the ball in the NFL, the more things that happen, they happen quicker. And that's a little bit of adjustment to the game. And Clark's a good football player. We're really deep at that spot, which is good. You see a lot of young receivers that play inside. Sometimes it takes them a minute. He asked about the connection. A lot of times that slot receiver, there is a timing connection. It takes time and reps and feel. But you know, the future's really bright for Clark. If he had to start, I'd have tomorrow. We'd have a lot of faith in him. But it's good to have depth there. But that is a tough. The further you away from the ball, I would argue wide out corner. Sometimes it's easier, because you're used to it, and you do have the sideline and some of the stuff. But when you get inside those numbers, there's a lot that goes on, especially pre-snap and post-snap.
You said earlier that this team needs to be the desperate team. Mm-hmm. What do you mean by that? What do you need to see to kind of qualify that on Sunday?
It's a lot like life. I think we all fight being too comfortable. I think the hardest challenge sometimes is to have that mindset, that edge. It shouldn't happen. We all know it, but I think if you look through the history and human nature, I mean, it's hard to fight, to stay that sharp. And it shouldn't take a loss to have to sharpen you. Sometimes it does, it kind of wake you up, and that's the journey of the NFL. So either adapt and improve, and that's why even after wins, you talk about being objective, because there's some things that may get covered up. You may make a great play or two, but there's some things foundationally like, hey, we got to fix this, or this is going to be a problem later. So that's a challenge every week. That's why it's such an awesome game. It's a marathon, and that's the best way I can describe it, is keeping that edge, and that's going to be our challenge every week.
Yeah, Coach, your sense on how much Jeff Okudah will be able to play?
Yeah, hopefully it's a little bit more. You know, when you're out for a month, you're coming back, it's hard to go from 0 to 100. But I thought, obviously that'll increase. You know, how much, how he's doing and how the game's going. But yeah, that's certainly the intent.
Coach, what's your message to the fans coming on Sunday, some for basically their first time maybe seeing their team live? Do you have a little special message that you want to say to them?
I think overall, I think you're seeing the popularity grow in American football. I think what people are realizing is there's so many moving parts, and I think it's a game for everybody. I think it's going to be exciting, whether you're really into the skill position stuff or the nuances in the kicking game, or you like the brute force that happens up front. It's kind of something for everybody, and you can feel the energy. So this is my third time over here being a part of this game, and I was in Germany this summer doing a USO trip that we did a little bit of the NFL before they put those tickets. You can see how popular it's getting over there. It's exciting. So hopefully, I love the fans. I mean, I remember that in 18, the amount of energy that was in the stadium. So hopefully it continues to grow, and they see an exciting game, and obviously we need to come away with a win.
Which fans do you better, the Germans or the British?
I haven't been a part of that game, so I like the loaded question. I've not been a part of the German game, so my bias is going to lead toward the English.
Hey.
Okay?
Anything else? All right, thank you all.
Thank you.
Thanks, Coach.
Check my check. We're good. Hey, logistically, how was everything getting over here and getting ready to practice and fight last night and make sure you sleep and all that kind of stuff that you had to do?
Yeah, the logistics were great. Other than the 8-hour flight, I don't know if we can do anything to cut that down, but no, it was great. Obviously, we're able to get on the plane, kind of up on the plane for about an hour, and then was able to get some sleep. Woke up, came in, ready to meetings, grabbed a cup of coffee, and was come out here to get good work, good mental work, and it's really been a great transition.
Where you sense the focus of the team is at, given you want to stop the lead coming off the loss?
Yeah, I think the focus of this team is, everyone knows the goal, everyone knows what needs to happen on Sunday, and everyone's just been coming out here to work and getting better. For us, it's just about going out there, focus on the fundamentals, focus on the basics, and just execute the basics. And I think that we came out here today, had a little jog through, not much speed, but just working more of the mental part of the game, and I think the team did a great job of that.
So, obviously, very early in your career at this point, what have you learned about yourself week on week as you are developing into the star quarterback for this team?
Yeah, I think, the thing that I learned the most about myself is really just, that, there's no quit. There's nothing that's ever going to get me down or keep me down. But for me, it's just about, staying level-headed, never being too high, never being too low. And just going throughout, playing each play as a new play. So no matter what happens to play after, no matter what happens at next play, just play that next play, as if it's a new one.
Perfect, thank you.
Arthur was talking about how he wants to see you guys be the more desperate team on Sunday. What does that kind of qualifier mean to you, and what that could look like on Sunday?
Yeah, I think that just means, everyone flying around, as hard as you can every single snap. It's going to be who wants it more, who's finishing in the fourth quarter, who's finishing on the first play. Those will be the guys and the team who will be successful at the end of the day. Those teams who go out there and the ones who are finishing of the ball, you see the energy, you see the juice, not only from the guys on the field, but on the sidelines as well. Those are the teams that were in it. Those are the teams that, at the end of the day, that should come out on top. So for that, we're just going out there with good energy, a lot of finish, and just go out there and execute what we do.
Yeah, Cal had a big game over here last time. You were still in college, but what are some of the things y'all can do to get that connection going with Cal Pitts?
Yeah, obviously, been working throughout this whole week, just working on our routes and what we need to do. But at the end of the day, it's just about going out there and executing. It's not a one-man game. It's not a two-man game with just me and Kyle. So it's all 11 out there on the offense, being able to execute, getting the play called, getting the ball snapped, blocking up front, receivers running their routes, and me delivering a ball. So that, that's all we have to do at the end of the day is just go out there and execute.
I'll give you an opportunity to be the salesman for the Atlanta Falcons. So the new fans who are new to the sport are coming, on Sunday. Why should they be supporting the Atlanta Falcons?
Yeah, I think one should be supporting the Atlanta Falcons because this is a team throughout the NFL that you see has just been there and been on top. But for us, it's about that we want to go out there, we want to score points, we want to make the game exciting. Like we said, we don't want not only energy from the players and the coaching staff, but we want energy from the fans too. So, when you see us getting the fans into whatever it may be, third down, red zone, just get into it with us. It's going to be fun. It's going to be exciting. There's going to be a lot of points scored. So it should be an entertaining Sunday for the fans.
Desmond, it's your second year here in the NFL. What is the main difference between being a quarterback at college football and being a quarterback at the NFL?
Yeah, the main difference, one for a lot of us is the play calling. a lot of us come from, you know, offense in college where you don't really get in a huddle right there before the play. You kind of line up and you might get the signal from a coach on the sideline, and then you're kind of on the ball going. So the biggest difference is then when you come to the NFL, you get the headsets in your ear. You got to be able to hear the play call and then say it back to the huddle and then go execute the play. So that's the biggest difference mentally, 100%. Physically, then it's the speed of the game. You know, the ends and D line up front are a lot bigger, a lot faster, a lot stronger. And the guys in the back end are a lot faster, able to recover on routes. The windows get a lot tighter, and so it kind of speeds up your process a little bit.
You've obviously got 2 star receivers in Pitts and Drake London. I'm just wondering, are there any points in the game where you're looking for those guys, or are you just looking for what the play asks for?
Yeah, I mean, there are certain plays where, you know, those are where we got those guys in certain positions where, you know, we're targeting them and we want to try to get them the balls, obviously, as best as we can. Other than that, you know, I'm just out there playing the play. You know, they'll work, and whatever the defense gives us is going to design whoever to get the ball. But for myself, you know, it gets tough, and especially for all the other quarterbacks, is when you try to force things. When you try to force things to one guy or in specific, rather than just going out there and play to play. So for me, obviously, like I said, there's certain plays where, yeah, we want to try to get them the ball, but the biggest thing for me is just playing within the play and don't try to get outside of that.
When you found out obviously you're going to be the starter in the summer for the team, is your day-to-day changed on how you lead this offense?
Yeah, no, my day-to-day didn't change. Last year I came in, obviously, was trying to earn the starting job, was trying to earn the starting position, and I did everything I did as if I was a starter. So, no, it didn't really change. You know, I just knew that, you know, coming into every single day, I was that guy. I was the guy that guys were coming in asking questions, guys that are looking to, you know, see what to do. So that was the only thing that really changed from that part. Other than that, you talk about preparation, everything. I felt like last year I kept evolving in preparation, and I still am. But, you know, I kind of carried over the same things as this year and then just try to add a few new things.
Anything else? Desmond, I remember we spoke a little while back and you told me about when you're younger, you used to kick balls through your grandma's glass windows and throw balls and try and miss them. Is it surreal now that years later you're playing in London, you're the starting quarterback in the NFL, to go from there to here? What has that journey been like?
He was on Zoom. He was with Scott.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good to see you again. Yeah, no, you know, it's wild. You know, like you said, I was in my grandma's house. We taped up the doors with, you know, cots that we slept on. And so it didn't, because I had broken so many glass panes at the time that, you know, my grandma said enough was enough. So, you know, it's wild just, you know, being a little kid and, you know, I was wearing an Eagles jersey. That was my aunt's favorite team at the time. And just seeing myself envisioning, just kicking, just throwing into the door. And to obviously be here now. And, you know, like someone told me earlier, I was just kind of thinking back and, you know, just taking it all in. And, you know, my family FaceTimed me the other day and they're over here. And so just, you know, the blessing and fortunate enough to be able to, you know, not only be able to play this game, not only in, you know, the NFL in America, but, you know, worldwide and in London. You got games in Mexico and different things like that. But also have the blessing to be able to, you know, be fortunate enough to have my family travel, to have my family come see the world, to have my family come see, you know, all the great things that London has to offer. So, you know, for me, you know, I'm really just, you know, try to be, you know, humble and just blessed to have that opportunity to be in this position.
Anything else? All right.
Thank you. Have a good one.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bijan, I'm going to jump straight in. You've absolutely come so far. How do you sort of build on that now?
I mean, for me, I think it's just like a blessing to like really get the speed of the game down. But you know, they work so hard, like off season, you know, for me to try to understand the game, you know, be a fast learner, and just understand like how to you know, be a pro at this level. But I think it's just been super fun to be on the field and, you know, get to, you know, play with my God-given talents for the team. But I think that's how it is, you know, for me. And just keep enjoying the game, keep learning.
You talked back in Flowery Branch about adjusting your sleep schedule to get ready. So did it pay off? How you feeling?
I mean, I'm kind of tired. I'm not even gonna lie. Just because, like, when we got off the plane, we went straight to doing what we got to do, and then went to the field. So I'm kind of tired, but I'm gonna stay up because I want to see, like, I want to see, you know, be a tourist. So.
Yeah. So what's the plan? I mean, I know you guys have limited time. So what's on your to-do list?
So my family has a to-do list.
Okay.
And I don't know what they're going to do, but I'm excited to see what's going to happen. But yeah, they said don't even worry about it, just get in the car and then we'll take you. They've been before, so we'll see what they got planned.
What are you expecting out of the overall experience?
I think it's gonna be cool. I'm big into like history, so they know a lot of like the historic spots that they're gonna take me, and then obviously like you gotta see like good big men, and then the London Eye. I heard about that, so I'm gonna see how it goes later on, and even tomorrow too.
Arthur said earlier this week, for the first time in a long time, I know you've only been here for a handful of games, but he said that Detroit had the intensity and y'all didn't match it. It was Coach Smith's words. I mean, how do you guys keep that from happening again?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like, obviously I hate to say that, we needed that to happen, but I feel like we needed that to happen just because, we needed to, feel, that because we were on such a high note, and, we got humbled, real fast in that game. So just having that feeling of you never want that to happen again, and just playing our brand of football, how we, go out there and play physical and, be the more physical team for a whole 4 quarters. Like that's what we believe, and that's what we got to keep on, putting in our heads so we're on the field, on Sunday, and that's what we're gonna go out there and do.
We had Desmond Ridder recruiting new fans for you over here, so who are neutrals. So I'm going to give you the opportunity as well. So why should people support the Atlanta Falcons?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, because there's a lot of great guys on this team that would do anything for each other, but then wants to make the game fun for all fans, whether America, here, doesn't matter where you're watching. We want to continue to keep on, building that, that fun to watch, sense for this team. But I think that if we can reach, UK and do it the right way and have fun doing it, I think that would be a cool thing. But I don't know what Desmond said. All I'm saying is I just please watch.
You did good. You did good.
One more, guys. I got to get them on the bus.
Are Texas really back this year?
Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Okay. But I think they're going to be back this year. We'll see.
All right, guys. Thank you.
Thanks, Bijan.
What's going through mentally there? How do you readjust from the team to see if you can get yourself over?
Just take it play by play and different opportunities come my way to make something of it. But we're all chasing the win, so come out with a win. Our individual stats really matter.
So Carl, last time you were here, you had an amazing game at Tottenham. What are you feeling the vibe is like going to be for Sunday? Are you just excited to kind of get stuck in and get going?
Definitely, I'm excited to play. It's a great team we're about to face, and it's time for us to get back on track.
Was it a sipping tea celebration last time? I don't remember. do you have another one in mind?
I do.
Is it British tea?
Yes.
I know the answer. Can I?
No.
Yeah. All right. Well, what's it going to take to get you in the end zone and get this offense going? Like, what do you want to see happen? Sunday morning or Sunday afternoon and going forward.
Just play by play. We all come together and execute. Each play, each drive, coming out in the red zone, just coming out with points, and just coming out victorious.
You see, go on social media and you see it doesn't really happen with Falcons, but other teams, receivers screaming at this guy, running back screaming. How have you guys been able to keep level heads even when you're not getting the targets maybe that you're used to?
Because we're all chasing the same common goal, and we know that we're trying to win. So, I mean, things will come, and it's not about trying to force it and let the game come to you.
What do you remember most about the game?
Or this London game?
Yeah, I'm playing here in London.
The environment, just seeing all the different jerseys and people smiling, just no bias, everybody just having fun out there.
And then as the game's going on, y'all go out big, you get 9 catches, and kind of breakout party for you. How was that during the game?
It was fun. I mean, you don't really notice those numbers until after when you're out there having fun and just competing. So that's a good thing.
Carl, I've noticed the Brentford jersey that you've now got in your pocket here. Is this going to be the team that you now take on for the Premier League?
Definitely. I'm going to have to watch more Premier League soccer. I've watched a couple. I'm not really too familiar on the rules part.
Welcome aboard.
I don't get that part, but when I get the rules,
you can't catch it. That's the first rule. You can't catch the ball. Not in this one.
Right.
Yeah. So obviously this is not your first time over here in London. What have you done differently this time to help acclimatise quicker?
I mean, we just got here today, so I don't really have an answer for you on that. But just taking care of the body, hydrating, and doing all those, what's needed.
Perfect, thank you.
Were you, like Bijan, I think Desmond were talking about going to sleep super early back in Flowery Branch, waking up super early. What did you do anything like before getting here to try to get on the schedule?
I mean, yeah, I tried that, but I feel like once you get here, you don't really notice the time change. I mean, maybe I'm different, but I tried to sleeping early and getting up early. And I feel pretty much the same. I got some food.
I have my own. Yeah. Hey, but yeah, logistically, how was everything getting over here and so forth?
It was good. I was a little familiar now that it's being my second trip. Yeah, so first time I came, I had watched a movie or two, and it had killed me when I got here. So this time I had took the whole flight. I had went to sleep before we even took off, but I'm still feeling a little jet lag, but it'll all catch up tonight.
And today is the key to stay up or get
stay
more
up,
stay
right.
up.
Yeah, that was a struggle last time too, because I didn't get sleep, so I was trying to stay up. But right now I'm in a better place right now. I'm gonna stay up and try to kick it for a little bit.
What are you looking forward to on this trip besides the game? I mean, I know you guys have very limited time.
Yeah.
But what's your plan? What are you looking forward to?
It's definitely trying to go see the city, just step out and just get into the culture a little bit. Try to go shopping a little bit, eat some different food. Anything I can do differently. That's what I'm trying to do today.
I know it's a business trip, and you guys visit cool cities, every other weekend in the States. But how does this one feel different?
It's overseas. First of all, just taking that long flight, even like just getting up in the on the bus and everything. The driver sits on the right, everything on the opposite side. So it's from jumping out the gate, everything is different. So I'm just ready to, like I said, just see everything in person and explore.
That's one football question. The Jaguars have a receiver that Atlanta Falcons fans know really well. When you watch Calvin on tape now, one, what's it like to see him back on the field doing what he loves? And two, what stands out about him as an opponent?
Yeah, definitely excited to see him back on the field. I know it means a lot for him to get another opportunity after sitting out a whole year. But him as a player, we had a lot of competition in practice when I first came in. And I don't expect anything different on Sunday. Look forward to it. And I know we both gonna battle it out all the way through.
You still enjoy facing Trevor? I know it's a guy that you would give.
Yeah, that too. Him and Travis Etienne both over there, so it'll be a nice reunion. Seeing both of them boys and just getting a chance to compete against each other.
And obviously for us, soccer players here, obviously in the UK, do you think a soccer player could easily come into a role here and sort of help yourself in kicking techniques?
I think so. I mean, I grew up playing soccer as well, and it is a little bit of a different swing. Soccer ball is round, you can shape it and all that, but if you try to shape a football, it's gonna go everywhere. So the sweet spot's a little bit smaller. But growing up playing soccer, I'm pretty sure it's an easier transition.
We all can, imagine jet lag or imagine guys like Calais sitting in an airplane for 8 hours. What's the biggest challenge of playing in London that the average person might not realize?
It's a quick turnaround. Practice Thursday, flying here, landing here Friday morning, and then you gotta practice, walkthroughs, and trying to your best, get acclimated and get ready to go on Sunday.
Does this help practicing right away? You guys land and you get a couple hours or whatever it was. Does this help kind of jolt you right into it?
It does for sure. Because if you sit down for more than 15 minutes, you want to go to sleep. So just walking around, getting the blood flow and just warming up the legs and whatever.
Well, there's
you guys
good and bad and
very
everything, right?
Time,
I think
do you have
the bad part is
list, things you want to see, or you staying in the room watching? What's your plan?
Nothing too crazy. Maybe go out to dinner with the guys or something like that. But that's
trying to just
Younghoe, so the growth of the NFL here in the UK has just been exceptional over the past couple of years, but especially with such things like kicking camps, especially, so across all sports and stuff, but that's kind of really helped American football kind of thrive so much better here as well. What's your message to the kids and stuff, especially some of them coming to the game, for their first time on Sunday and seeing the Falcons for the first time as well? Do you have a message for them?
Yeah, I mean, I think, like you say, kicking and punting, and that's easier of, I guess, follow for everybody because soccer is kind of global and football isn't as global as soccer, I would say. But, you know, the kids just enjoy the game, maybe learn the game a little bit. And I didn't know anything about football growing up because I was born in Korea and I moved to America in 6th grade, middle school. So you never know. You know, like I didn't know what football was until 13 years old. And just picking it up, soccer to football transition was a little bit easier with kicking wise. So maybe learn the game, maybe try it out, go out there, kick a football, football around. So not the round kind.
The other one, yeah.
Maybe in the future.
Amazing. Thank you so much.
Crossing any allegiance lines with that jersey? I know you're a big soccer fan. Okay. Okay. No, I just want to make sure we're not like, you can get a little territorial out here or something. I'm claiming any team. It's a good one. Thanks, young man.
Cheers, thank you.
I love the game of football. Passionate people, hard-working people that love the game of football. And as you learn the game, it is a very fun game. And the guys in this building do it right. Coach Arthur Smith is a great coach, a great leader, and he really gets the guys inspired, play with their hearts. You know, the best thing about football is a brotherhood. You know, and the guys in this locker room do it the right way. We come through with that brotherhood. We play for each other. We play, 100 miles per hour to try to give guys a good game. You know, and try to win it, of course. You can be a fan of any team, but if you're going to pick a team, why not pick us?
Thank you very much.
All right, thanks guys.